Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the reveal, welcome to the show. Guys are doing well because they're having a fantastic day. Possibly one of the video that I shouldn't make, right? But fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm a bit tipsy, to be quite honest. I had a wonderful day of content creation. We created so much and so much. I understand that quality and entertainment is all subjective, right? And it's all a perception of something that you enjoy or not. So, celebrating with a bit of wine, and then, of course, as you guys know the date that we're going to be filming this, you know what's going on in the world. One of the artists that was beloved ended up being allegedly an asshole, right? And then, I'm not going to name the artist because this is honestly not a video that I should make. And I'm possibly going to be not posting this. But if I do post this, fuck this. See, I'm not gonna name the artist. You know why? Because this is not the first time. This is not the last time. You see, we're stuck understanding and thinking that heroes are made. That there's true, greater than good people out there that are heroes are counterfeit. That the hero that we have are putting on a show, are putting on some videos and putting on some content where they of course showcase the best of them, right? And you can start with live streaming. I've been doing a lot of TikTok lives lately, and in TikTok live they're basically training you become a better live streamer. They're training you by giving you mission and rewards, and it basically makes you understand how it works, right? Now, why am I saying this? What? Because this sounds like the rambling of a madman, and to be honest, it is definitely the rambling of a drunk or at least tipsy man, right? So I saw a lot of people, and the person in question, right, acted in a poor fashion, and people were mad. People, and it's weird because people were not mad at the person for acting in a wrong fashion. They felt betrayed, and it's funny because I feel like I'm qualified, weirdly, to talk about this. See, if you don't know me, I'm a dude that spends the majority of his time alone. By fear of rejection, by fear of not belonging. Again, weird kid with ADHD that wasn't able to fit in. So, didn't make the effort to fit in and prefer to be home alone. Right? And then, socializing is a whatchamacallit, it is a core need of humanity, a core need of what needs to be done. I mean, we're a social being. If you look at, if you want to believe in evolution, you want to believe that we're coming from monkey. Monkeys are social being. If you want to see the man best friend, dogs are social being. Dogs are the evolution of wolf that are also social being. We're a social being, but I was so happy alone. Now, this is coming to a subject. Don't worry, there's a method to madness. There's a actual stairway to madness. There's a song called Stairway to Heaven. This is Stairway to Hell. This is my Madium Opium. See, I was this kid, once again, who isolated himself because of fear of not being included or being rejected. If I didn't get rejected, then I was a good person. If I didn't get rejected, then I was obviously somebody that did something good, right? But in the back of my mind, you died, and I never even tried. This song good. You see, in the back of your mind, you're always gonna plan shit. There's things that you understand that you're not willing to analyze, not willing to admit, because it's in here. It doesn't matter if you acknowledge it or you admit it. Those are core beliefs that you develop. Those are core perceptions that you, my apologies, that you have, right? What is amazing here is, as a need, as a subconscious need to socialize. My brain was always questioning what is good, and why was it questioning what is good? Because I wanted to be a better person. That way, one day, if I wanted to socialize, or one day if I was willing to confront the world, even though I was this weird kid who wasn't accepted, who was rejected by a lot of people, right? I was this weird, ugly kid that had no, no skills, wasn't the smartest, right? And yeah, that's why I want to say that's why I was rejected, but also the fact that I didn't make the effort to be social more than you have to. Long story short, again, we're coming back to the person today who has been outed as has I'm not gonna say a horrible person because they're possibly not a horrible person, and see, they did something bad, right? And it sucks because there's a there's a part of me that believes that we're responsible. So that person did something bad, but was playing a character of a bad person, of a badass, or kind of like a jerk off, an asshole, right? And he was playing that character, and we worship that character, and we're pushing him to become more and more like the character, and to become more and more like, hey, this character of an asshole, we love it, keep doing it. So even myself, my real name is Stefan. Oh, nice to meet you. There's Ing Vendetta. If Ing Vendetta is more love than Stefan, of course, as a core need, I'm gonna be more like Ing Vendetta, because if he's more love, every single person wants to be loved. If you look at Eminem, right, and he was in a bad place in his mind, and he was in a shitty relationship with his wife, the mother of his kids, so he became Slim Shady. And then he talked about this is the worst thing he did. He regret being Slim Shady because people didn't want to see Marshall no more. They wanted Shady. I'm chop liver, right? And it's funny because you create you're worshiping this extravaganza. You're worshiping this person that's not even real. And when they're the more becoming real, the more you're pointing finger and say, hey, don't do that. You've been telling me to do that for years, and now that I do something, you're like, fuck you, right? And the principle of this video, by the title, you already know what is the greater good. And what I mean by that is, I don't know how old you are, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you're from, I don't know your past experience, I don't know your future experience, I don't know your present experience, but I do know one thing, I can guarantee you one thing. In my quest to understand what is good, my quest to understand good, I, of course, delve into evil, the good and bad, the balance, the yin and the yang, right? Karmic credit, as Jordan would say. Karmic credit was allowing you to be a better person and receive the harvest of the seed that you sow. May those seed be good seed or evil seed. You're reaping benefit, right? And the benefits are consequences or rewards. It's a complicated subject, but again, right? and in my quest to understand what was good, I had to understand what was bad. And then I got lost and wanting to do good. And then finally, something in my life happened. And it broke me. I want to so badly quote the bear. With a click. And I said, fuck it. Wait. As Liv Gallagher would say, not the bear, but Liv Gallagher would say, I got rejected. And that hurt, right? And it flipped a switch. And I said, okay, fuck you. Watch this. Where am I going with this? Is in my quest of evil and good, understood that the only exists. The only reason there's good in this world is because there's evil. And the only reason there's evil in this world is that there's good. There's this constant need of balance. And sometimes the balance shifts. But as human, what we do, we adapt. We adapt. And you know what happened when we adapt? The balance shift back. Which for the longest of time, I understood that the world wasn't good and wasn't bad. It wasn't white, it wasn't black, it was gray. Thank you, nothing, nowhere for that lesson. And the world being gray is the common belief that there's this balance, right? And as no matter what I do, this balance will exist. There's nothing I can do to escape this balance. There's nothing I can do to escape the fact that no matter how good I feel, no matter how happy I am, I'll fall back. No matter how shitty I feel, no matter how sad I am, things will get better. That is the gray zone, guys. That is the gray zone, my friends. That is the beauty of the gray zone, right? And it's a beautiful thing. It's a really, really beautiful thing. And I was in the gray zone for years and years and years. And I was happy there. I was really happy there. I wasn't feeling happiness, but I wasn't getting hurt. But then, the universe took me aside and fixed my balance. It was no longer gray. I felt a verge of happiness, which was created by work. The same place, the same place I made depression. The same place that destroyed me, that broke me down. And that hurt. And they flipped the switch. But that same place breaking me down created Ink Vendetta. I wasn't Stefan anymore. I was Ink Vendetta. Now, the greatest thing is that if you ask me, what do I think about that person that fucks up? What do I think about our hero being counterfeited? You know what's my answer? You know what? You know how I think? You needed to have a hero. As a positive. You needed to see them fall as a balance. And sometimes, just sometimes, if you're lucky enough, you see past the action of a person. You see past that hatred for the person. And you understand that everything in the world is balance. And you understand that no matter what, you're going to have to face that fact. You have to manage the fact that no matter how much you try to be happy, you'll be happy. But you'll fall back. And sometimes your hero, your role model, need to fall. Your society needs to break down. So you can rebuild it. And when you rebuild it, when you rebuild yourself, you understand one thing. That one thing is that you're rebuilding shit. And when you rebuild them, they might be better, they might be worse, but they're still standing. You know who's at that building? You know who is that building? That's you. You're that building. You're that building that was broken down. You're that building that was burned down. You're that building that got flooded. You're that building that somebody threw a rock in the window just to be a dick. But you rebuild it. You're still standing. You might be the shittiest house in the neighborhood, but you're still standing. You might be the most unsafe house in the neighborhood, but just like the other house, you're simply four walls standing, closing in, protecting you from the outside, which is the wind, the storm, the cold of the winter. You rebuild it, and you stand. Like every single house, you have a choice. My apologies. Do I renovate it? Do I make it better? Do I do some self-growth? Do I do some self-work? Can I become a better person? It takes a incredible strength. It takes an amazing amount of willpower to understand that the world is always a balance, but you somehow need to become a better person. As a kid, I was told often, be the better person, forgive them. Be the better person, walk away. Be the better person, don't fight back. And I didn't believe it. And that is balance. Because you're being a greater person because somebody else is being a shitty person. Is that fair? No. No. But understand two things. Life isn't fair. And that for someone, you might be the better person, but for another, you're the worst person, and they're being the better person. You don't acknowledge it, but they're trying with you. All of this fucking videos to make you guys understand that when a greater good, when a positive role model, when somebody who has a global beneficial impact falls, what do? We say, fuck you. Watch this. We rebuild. We're standing. We're seeing the world. We're seeing the whole neighborhood change. We're the last house of the neighborhood to get solar panel for that energy. We're still part of that neighborhood. As part of this neighborhood, we have as much chance as other houses. we have as much chance at becoming the best house in the neighborhood. Self-growth. It's a beautiful thing that this hero fell down today. It's a beautiful thing. And it does sound like I'm wishing bad things on people. The reality is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And again, if your hero needs to fall down to realize that you're the only hero of your own story, then be it. You're looking for love. What if I told you you had to to go through a field of grass to find a flower? What if I told you you need to walk up 10,000 steps to find this one place where you belong? Would you do it? The answer is yes. You need to have your heart break. You need to have this pain, this emotional pain, just to grow up emotionally. And when you grow up emotionally, then you're a better person for the person who deserves you, and you deserved. And such is the balance. You see, in a fucked up world, there's a symbiote. There's a parasitical relationship in your life where you find this one person with your soulmate who you deserve, and they're here, right? And little that you know, they suffered a lot emotionally, they suffered a lot in love, and you're down here because you weren't broken down enough. You didn't do the self-growth. That one person that the fate was kind enough to give you, they left. I met the woman of my life at 22. I'm 21. I'll never get her back. I wasn't ready. You know why I wasn't ready? Not because life hasn't put traps, trial, steps, rocky road in my way to make me stronger. Because when I saw that, I took the easy way out. That brings us back to the hero in question. This hero needed to fall. And if this hero needed to fall for 1,000 to become better, then that's the greater good. Understand that somebody's pain, understand that somebody's disgrace makes other people around him more honorable. That, ladies and gents, is a true balance. Once again, another house, another neighborhood. Once again, another piece of art in a museum. In a museum full of art. There's this famous saying, we don't get to see the forest for a tree. If you analyze this better, you understand that you're the tree. Society is the forest. You're just a grain of sand, a drop of water in a sea. Yet, you don't have to be more to be a better person. You don't have to be more to become incredible. Just be you. Say fuck you, watch this. I'm drunk, rambling. Possibly won't post this, but fuck it. I love you. I really do. You matter. You're important. I wish you to be broken down. I wish you to face trial, face pain, to make you better. Not because I wish you pain, but because I wish you to improve. I wish you self-growth.